Campground on US 23 in Piketon, with special thanks to Brewster's Real Estate and Auction, Tim Dickerson, Brewster's Hometown Pharmacy, Brandon Wooldridge Deep Woods Lumber, and by Sheriff Tracey D Evans. Ritchie's Inside the Paint is the weekly Pike County basketball coaches and players show featuring a different Pike County school each week. The Eastern Eagles, the Waverly Tigers, the Western Indians, and the Piketon Red Streaks are the spotlight for the next 60 minutes. And now live from the Ritchie's Backyard Barbecue Party Room, here are your hosts, T-Fred, Rockin Raj, and the Madman, Mike Davis.
And what's up, everybody? This is the Madman, Mike Davis, alongside T-Fred and Rockin Raj, welcoming everybody to Ritchie's Inside the Paint here, coming to you live from the Ritchie's Backyard Barbecue Party Room here in Piketon. We got a great show lined up for you tonight as we discuss everything that is Pike County basketball, and we got a lot to talk about here as getting ready to do some tournament draws. We just had the tournament draw for the girls. We are also featuring tonight the Eastern Lady Eagles. They're in the house tonight. Let's hear it, ladies.
Let's hear it, ladies.
We've got Coach Darren King lined up to come talk to us. So it's going to be a good show, guys. Like I said, this is T-Fred to my left, and all the way over there is the man himself, Rockin Raj. So, guys, how we feeling tonight?
I'm feeling great.
Well, me too. Ready to get this show on the road. And just want to thank again everybody coming out for joining us, and want to thank Ritchie's for allowing us to do this show here every week. So definitely like that. And as always, you can catch us on Main Street TV, on Facebook, Total Media Radio, on YouTube, 100.1 WXCQ, yourtotalmedia.com, and the Total Media Radio app. So again, we got a lot to talk about. So we're going to start with, I think, the boys. Talk about them first, and their tournament draw is right around the corner. Sunday, February 11th is when they'll draw, and I believe that they will be released what time in the afternoon, T-Fred? Do you know exactly?
Usually about 2 o'clock.
So we'll know then what we got going on with them. So, you know, the OHSAA, they've got this new system. I believe they've implemented this year the ratings percentage index, or the RPI. Every Wednesday they kind of go and update the rankings, and then they'll determine the seeding for the tournament draws. We've already had the girls' tournament draws for what happened on February 4th, and I think next week we start tournament action for the girls.
Yep.
We got T-Fred and I both. We got the brackets here. We're going to talk about that here in just a few minutes. And, you know, kind of the concept, I guess, was to determine seeding. This was proposed by the coaches and approved by the OHSAA. Now, when I look at it, I'm still having a hard time trying to figure out exactly where everybody's going to go. I thought I had it kind of figured out myself, but then they did the tournament draw for the girls, and it's not what I thought. So
Yeah.
I have no idea how it works as far as home and who plays at neutral and whatnot. But if you go to the OHSAA website, you can check out the rankings. So everything, all the Pike County teams, we are in the Southeast District, and we have teams from Division 2, 3, and 4. So I want to start off by talking about Division 2, and that's the Waverly Tigers, Fred.
Talking about the girls, right?
We're talking about the boys first,
Boys
and then we'll
first.
talk, because we have the tournament draw for the girls, so we can
Right,
go over the
right.
games.
Yep.
So for the boys, right now, Division 2, Waverly sets what, in 14th?
14, yeah.
14 out of how many? 20?
20.
So what do you think is going to happen? You know, they going to divide it in 10 and 10, or I mean, what?
Yeah, I think that's how they do it. I think Darren, when Darren gets up here, we can ask him, because the coaches know more about it. But yeah, it's the higher seed gets the top 10. Well, like on the Waverly girls, they've got Athens, and just to give you an example, they've got Athens, and they're playing at Jackson, and that's because it's a sectional championship game. It's not just a regular first-round game.
Right.
So, but from what I'm seeing is the higher seeds get the home game, and then the second round is always going to be neutral. And then in boys ball, the district and regionals are back at Athens this year. There's not
At the Convo?
at the Convo.
Sweet.
So that is sweet. Yep.
Yes,
that's
it
good
is. I'd like to call a game or two from the combo.
It's fun there, yeah.
So you guys have both done it. I have.
Buddy, yes sir. That's a lot of fun.
For the boys, like I said, Waverly, they're in 14th out of 20. The other schools kind of in our area that are in Division II, Unioda, they're in our league, the SVC. They're sixth for the boys. Hillsboro, Jackson is 7th, Hillsboro is 12th, and Greenfield is 17th. And that's just some of the local. There's obviously more teams, but just some of the ones that we see kind of more often. And then when you go to Division III, that's kind of the biggest division. I think that the most of the schools fit into.
29 in there.
Yeah, there are 29 total in Division III, and again, that's the Southeast District. If you want to go and check that out, Piketon is 21st. Rankings came out today, so we dropped a spot. We were 20th.
Right.
We dropped to 21st after. I'm presuming after the loss last night. That probably went in and figured into it. But we are now 21st out of 29. Number 1 is Minford.
Yep.
And they've always got a tough team. Number 3 is Wheelersburg, and you've seen Berg play quite a bit this year.
Very
T-Fred.
talented team. Last night, matter of fact, Valley and Wheelersburg went at double overtime, and Wheelersburg beat Valley last night.
Oh wow!
And great game. I listened to it on the way home from the Waverly game.
Mm-hmm. And then so we got Portsmouth. They're sitting 5th. Westfall is 12th. Adena is 13th. Zane Trace is 16th. Valley, like you said, they're 17th. Portsmouth West is 18th. I'm getting that wrong. Peebles is 18th. 20th is Southeastern. 25th is Oak Hill. Huntington, who beat Piketon last night, they're 26th, and Paint Valley is 28th. So Valley is 16th, not 17th. So,
right.
And I mean, they've really come along. They were kind of struggling the first part of the season. Valley was. I know Piketon faced them. We got a win down there for like week 2, maybe game number 3. But they've got their big man, or their leading scorer with Jace Copley.
Copley. He scored 29 against us, I believe. And last night he scored 33 against Berg. Wow. And the Lattimore kid from Berg scored 30.
Oh, geez.
So, yeah, the big-time players are starting to step it up a little bit, and you'll see that come tourney time.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, things just kind of reset. Once the tournaments get here, it doesn't really matter about the regular season.
Right.
You're in. So the next division for the boys we want to talk about is Division 4, and that is where the Eastern Eagles sit and the Western Indians. And we got the Eagles, they're 11th, and... No, they're actually. I'm sorry, I'm looking at that wrong.
9.
They're 9. I think they've got probably one of the better records in the county.
9 and 8, I think, or 10 and 8 after last night, I think.
Yeah, so they got 20 teams in their division. They're 9th. The Indians are 12th. South Webster, they're 1st, and you've seen them play.
Very good team.
Eli Roberts.
Eli last night got crazy. Scored 28 last night against.
How many dunks did he have? 2 dunks. So I knew that one. He was dunking in 8th grade.
Yeah, he had a couple nice ones.
Mm-hmm. Notre Dame is 4th. Sims Valley is 6th, and then 14th is New Boston. Now, as we move on over to the girls, their brackets have already been released. So we know when they are going to play. Mm-hmm. And for the girls in Division 2, we have Waverly. They're sitting 10th. Now, here's where it kind of got confusing to me is I'm looking at Southeastern Region Division 2. They've got 20 some teams, but they've split the brackets up into Southeast 1 and Southeast 2. So I'm not sure exactly, again, and maybe Coach King can kind of elaborate a little bit. But, I mean, for the first game, Waverly is the 10 seed. They're going to take on the Plains from Athens.
Yeah, Athens.
They're the 7 seed. Now, that's going to be the 15th at 8 p.m. That's going to be at Jackson High School. Yeah. So they're playing a neutral site, like you said, Freddie. And then, so Division 3, we move on. The Red Streaks, they're 20th. They're going to take on Crooksville.
Right.
Now, they, I believe, were 28th or 29th. 29th. So I think they have 31 teams in that division. So Piketon's going to play at home.
Yeah, home game.
And that is going to be on Monday, the 12th at 7 p.m. Mm-hmm. Then, we move on to the Division 4 and Our Lady Eagles. They're 11th. They're going to take on Green at a neutral site in Portsmouth on 2/15 at 8 p.m. So they get a couple extra days to prepare. So it's a neutral site, so they're a little higher seed, so they get to move forward before.
That's Darren. That's a sectional championship game, isn't it? Yeah. So see, that's why it's neutral. See, the first round, if it's not neutral, that's a play, kind of like a play-in game almost.
Exactly. That's that was the word I was trying to think of.
Yeah, and the top seed or the better seed gets the home game, and that's the only time you're going to get a home game is that first round, and then once you get to the championship, and then the district and the regional, it's all at neutral sites.
So we move back. We're still in Division 4. And the Western Indians, they're the 18th seed. Now they're taking on Corning Miller at Corning Miller.
Yeah.
And if you don't know where that is, and I had to look it up, it is quite a bit east of Logan.
Yeah, it's between Logan and Lancaster, I think, somewhere up in there.
Somewhere in that in the Hocking Hills area. Now that's going to be Monday at 7 p.m. So we have 2 girls tournament games on Monday. Piketon at home at Piketon, and Western is going to be at Corning Miller, both at 7 p.m. So it's going to be exciting. Want to see everybody advance, and make a good run. And where are the better games like the district championships and stuff? That's going to be played where? Do you know, T-Fred?
Yeah. For Division 4, it's going to be at Wellston.
Okay.
For Division 3, it's going to be at Waverly.
Yeah, I saw lots of
and then
downtown gym.
Yeah. And Division 2 is at Southeastern.
Now, when they get into the later rounds, where are they going to be playing?
Well, it only goes to
say.
the district. It goes to the district finals. So regionals, I don't know.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, I think this might be a good time to take a break here on 100.1 WXZQ and Your Total Media on YouTube and Main Street TV on Facebook. So we're going to go over some of our games that we've called this week, guys, and then we'll talk to Coach King and Rockin Raj and go out and interview some of these ladies. They look super excited.
They do. They're like, hey, we're ready.
And have Rockin Raj come talk to them. So we'll be back here in 2 minutes here on 100.1 WXCQ. Back in 2.
Please elect Tim Dickerson Pike County Sheriff in 2024. Tim Dickerson is a lifelong resident of Pike